global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings Today. The grand conspiracy going on may be something so big that it will require more than press release for the likes of Ipob, for the spokesperson to indigenous people of Biafra, to be able to come out of that particular conspiracy that is going on against them. Well, right now it looks like other Igbo groups are beginning to unravel the nitty-gritties going on within the rank and file of the Southeast and Insecurity. Before we go into the newspaper to find out maybe what should be done in the long run to see how IPB's name may just be exonerated, well, like you subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, according to the news, OIC stated this in a release made available by the national president, Híjàçked or Híjàçked in Owerri, Imo State. The Ohanaeze Youth Council (OIC) has alleged that the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB) and Eastern Security Network (ESN) have been hijacked by criminals. The group raised the alarm as a Tuesday, saying the group was once a peaceful organization founded to protect farmers. The group regretted that some faceless beings had sworn to smear Kanu's reputation, hence they have disguised as the indigenous people of Biafra and also Eastern Security Network, IPOB and ESN members, thus impending effort made towards his release. OIC stated this in a release made available by the national president, Híjàçked or Híjàçked in Owerri, Imo State. The youth group urged Governor Hope Uzodinma and Professor Charles Soludo to expedite the release of the indigenous people of Biafra's leader, that's IPOB leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. OIC, while condemning the burning of Professor George Obiozor's home by criminals, that's the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, described the act as sacrilegious and humiliating to the whole Igbo race across the world. Ambassador George Obiozor symbolizes the new father of the Igbo race. Burning his house has a deep significance. These gangsters have hit the academic and intellectual treasure of Ndigbo by raising Professor George Obiozor's library. That's quite very symbolic to Igbo political history. Our investigations have proven that hoodlums have taken over Igbo, pretending to be indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, or even Eastern Security Network, ESN, all in conspiracy attempt to indict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to scuttle his release and the political solution being championed by Professor George Obiozor, the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide. At this hour, over 50 million progressive youths, that's Igbo youth, are passionately appealing to Governor Hope Uzodinma and Governor Charles Soludo to hasten up their effort on the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to enable the security agents know the direction of security bridge in Southeast. The group said Ndigbo must now understand that armed criminal gangsters have taken over Igbo. Our traditional rulers, presidents of town unions, and religious leaders all over Igbo ought to know that there is a big challenge in Igbo land, and they must collaborate with the government to stop those behind the criminal act. Since over 8 months in the Southeast, Híjàçked pleaded. It is very painful to all Igbo youths. We appeal to Professor George not to lose courage in his genuine engagement with the federal government of Nigeria on the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but to see this painful event, the awful burning of his library, as the last prize to redeem Igbo, Híjàçked says. Now this is quite deep. If you watch very closely, Híjàçked, that's OIC youth, are particular about Hope Uzodinma and the newly elected governor of Anambra State, that Professor Charles Soludo, on the release of Nnamdi Kanu, mandating, pleading, begging them that over 50 Igbo youths, 50 million Igbo youth are pleading, begging. Don't forget that this whole issue of sit at home began ever since Nnamdi Kanu has been in custody. I'm quite curious why only those two governors. We have about 5 southeastern governors. We have Ikpezu, we have Ebonyi State Governor David Umahi. We also have the issue. We have Soludo, now the Anambra State Governor. We have Hope Uzodinma. And the question now is, why is he particular about this too? Maybe, just maybe, because of the tussle going on the seat of governance of David Umahi. He may not probably be in the right frame of mind to talk about the release of Nnamdi Kanu, having been the fact that he is going through tussle of his either being unseated or even to even become the president of Nigeria right now is like small screen until he settles this particular one that is bothering him. Now, if you look at what Híjàçked said very critically, you will agree with me that is plain to the eyes of many, except you're not critical, except you have not been following this issue of agitation for a while. You will agree with me that there's some, while the IPOB members are being very quiet and calm and honestly, genuinely trying to see how they can bring out their leader, it looks like there are some persons within the rank and file of this Biafra agitation that realize that the more violence they commit, the more the federal government will have every reason to militarize Southeast, particularly Imo State, having known also that Governor Hope Uzodinma is on the seat. And the more reason why they may not want to release Nnamdi Kanu, because it's on the premises of so many things like we sit at home, will not allow anybody to go to work. So a lot of that on the excuse of so many things UGM have been fostering and gaining more ground, like Shehu Sani said, that's the former senator Kaduna, said something unique. He said we have four arms and tiers of government. He said we have the federal government, the local government, the federal government, the state government, the local government, and banditry. Then the other one, he said it is the judiciary, the executive, the legislature, and then the banditry. That's to tell you now that banditry has entered another form of governance in Nigeria. In some part of the states, in some part of northern part of Nigeria, some of them have started taking parallel taxation from the same people who pay tax to the legitimate government, and here they are helpless to the fact that if you don't pay to bandits, you may not even enjoy your farm produce, and you may not even live to tell the story, which means to a great extent the state governments in some of this northern part of the country have failed, and some of them are putting their blame on the military, on the federal government, for not giving them adequate security. Now the question is, are we going to continue with this blame game while insecurity foster? And with what is going on and trying to bring the same methodology in Southeast, Híjàçked is now saying that though they call IPOB the bad name, but over the years they have watched IPOB grow into what they are today, and never have they really seen IPOB in the light of violence, but rather they have been agitating for self-determination. That this new wave of violence can be traceable to the fact that criminals and gangsters have found their way into Alibo, and is beckoning on the traditional rulers, stakeholders, and also these two governors to rise up and see how they can bring this thing to max minimum, into the barest minimum, and also release Nnamdi Kanu. Just maybe the root of the matter will be solved. That's what we're going to wrap it up. Do you agree with what OIC said? Híjàçked insisting that criminals have taken over IPOB, hijacked it literally. What's your take? Do have a nice time. God bless you.